All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video trying to make another huge praise and worship song inside of Logic Pro. If you're new here, my name's Connor Edwards. I make praise and worship Christian songs inside of Logic Pro and show you how I do it. If you're returning, thank you so much for watching another video. Today, like I said, going after that big cinematic vibe, kind of like we did in the last one. There are a lot of people that seem to enjoy that one, so let's check that out. Here we go. Okay, now let's hop into the session. And somebody had requested in the last one to cover more of the synths. So we are going to do that like one by one. I did a lot of the drums in the last video. If you didn't see it, go check it out. But the drum approach in this song was very, very similar. So I won't maybe spend as much time on that. The vocal approach is very similar too, but I do want to show all these synth tracks. I did have to print a lot of them because my computer was having a time with trying to do this and do this and do this too. So some of them are printed, so it's not like the original like preset of whatever I was using in Serum or pianos or whatever, but I can still show you a lot of it. So let's start, make sure our volume is good. We're going to start just with this first piano, and it's out of Keyscape. It's I believe it's like the upright. Yeah, Lonely Basement. It's a great preset. Sounds like this. There we go. We're in the key of C in this song, and we're just doing a 4, 5, 6, 1 progression. All right, so just chords that I just played right here. Nothing crazy. Then we add another piano. This piano is the Shearwater piano that I enjoy a lot. It's like $30, and it's really solid for what you get. I saturated it. I filtered it. Added delay and reverb, and the reason why is this is just kind of a note that's like pedaling on the root right here, jumps up to this D, which is just the second in the scale, and then kind of comes back down. You should be able to hear it well enough, so let's see what that's adding. Just adds a lot of atmosphere. That's all we're kind of going for here. And then a pad, it's called Soft Touch. It's out of Make Pop Music's Poptopia 2. And let me go back down here like this. Very much a worship staple. Sound like you're in church. All right, so that's kind of what we start with. And then I'm not going to talk about this stuff too much. We did record an acoustic guitar. It's with that rubber bridge attachment. And I just kind of filtered it because it was the rubber bridge, compressed it really hard, saturated it, made use of some soothe here, delay and reverb just to give it some vibe. And it's right down the middle for now. It will go out wide later. So it sounds like this. Again, just adding a lot of vibe, atmosphere. It's like we're kind of setting the stage. Then nothing really changes majorly here until we get to the pre-chorus, and we get this Reese bass that is kind of short, not sustained all the way through the chord. That was intentional, and it sounds like cuts. Cuts out, so it's almost just like a stab of a bass. All right, and then we get to the chorus, and that's when we get this plucky bass that kind of goes underneath that. There, so that's with all the other stuff that we've kind of had so far. Then I also have this art, which I'm gonna, I don't like to reorder stuff once I've got it. I've got this ARP that I'm gonna kind of solo it just so you can hear what it's doing. It's another Make Pop Music Poptopia 2 preset that I've filtered, saturated, all like the normal stuff that I like to do. And it sounds, and I just drew in the notes manually. You could also do, Logic has a really good arpeggiator that you can kind of see here, that you can do as like a MIDI effect, but sometimes you're a little bit limited with what you do, and ARPs are a big deal. Like, I pretty much put an ARP in every single song, so this is what I use for that. Then you start to add the other stuff in there. And it just feels kind of like a slow and steady build. And then, all right, let's talk about these 4 things. I bounced all 4 of them, so I'm sorry I couldn't show exactly that, but they are just 4 layers that in the turnaround, I wanted like an instrumental thing. And so all together, they all sound like this. And then we'll start putting other stuff back in there. Bass. Piano. And then the original piano. So that was like that kind of instrumental section that I wanted to like take off and like soar as best I could. And that was really kind of looking ahead to later in the song. So I'm going to pull in some drums. All through this, we just have 4 on the floor kick. So it just kind of sounds like. I'm falling back on words I know. So that 4 on the floor kick is literally there, just almost like a metronome, sort of just, it's kind of keeping a little bit of pace for us until we get to something later. So then when we get to that turn later on, all of the synth stuff is exactly the same. Here's that kick, but then I'm just going to start adding the drum pieces and just kind of say what they are one by one. And you can see how, again, I just tried to create like a big moment with all the same synths that we had before. But then when you add drums and big stuff, you could say on top of it, but underneath it, whatever, it makes it that huge cinematic vibe that is probably what you're going for if you're here watching this video. So let me make sure I've got everything ready. All right, so this is the mental part. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we got our kick going. Snare, really dry, big, massive. An accent for like every other one. Then our cinematic groove. Huge toms, hi-hat. We're just creating movement here. Hurt loops, shakers, tambourines and tambourine like big reverb shots. You can hear the tambourine steady going. Simple transitions, impacts. And now we're really getting somewhere. So that really is what I was kind of going for. So I was really happy with that. And it just shows that like, yeah, there's like 10 synths or something like that. And originally, I think they can kind of hold up and stand on their own almost, not as a big cinematic thing. And I think if you save that and then you have that moment like I just showed you later on in the song, I think it makes it even more cinematic, and climatic is probably a better word. And then like I showed in the last video, I'll just touch on this really quick, that the vocal thing for me is that, yes, I want to have this main vocal. I'm going to mute the drums just so you can really hear. I want to have this main vocal, but then I want more. So I'm going to show you first the main vocal, which was like in a lower register. I'm falling back on words I know, finding a peace in what I don't. I'm trying. Right, and then let's just start adding things one by one. Vocoder. I'm falling back on words I know, finding a peace in what I don't. I'm trying. Pitched vocals and lips. Right there. I'm falling back on words I know, finding a peace in duplicates left and right. Uh-oh, my computer's not gonna like me. That's okay. Harmonies left and right also, and there's like, I put delay and reverb just to try to make it sound bigger. It's a slapback delay, so more voices. Let's see. I'm falling back on words I know, finding a peace in what I. And then the same trick with the root and the fifth that I showed in the last video, just singing that root C note, then singing the fifth, which would be a G note. I'm falling back on words I know, finding a peace. And then to top it all off, just taking that main vocal line and taking it up one octave just to top it literally off. Here we go. I'm falling back on words I know, finding a. No, my computer's not liking me. I wanted to add the just to show everything. Oh, come on. I literally didn't even do anything different. My computer's having a hard time. I'm falling back. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. And like I said before, if you enjoy this type of video, if you enjoy this type of production breakdown, please like the video and subscribe. That lets me know that I'm kind of on the right track with this. Also, let me know what I didn't cover enough, what I didn't do a good enough job of explaining, what you want to see more of, and we'll do that in the next video, and I'll see you then.